What is going on, my YouTube friends, my Patreon friends? How we living? Saw this Morissette song come out just 2 days ago, and I thought I'd give it a minute to cool down. You know, she did like almost 40K in 2 days. It's pretty good, pretty good. So I'm gonna post this on Patreon for the next couple of days. This will be an early drop for Patreon, and then it'll be on YouTube. So my YouTube friends, all my Patreon friends, I hope you enjoy. Give me the thumbs up if you think I deserve it. It's the best way to support the channel. And check me out on Patreon while I'm talking about it. I was going to save that for later, but check me out on Patreon. The link's in the description box. Love to have you over there. Give you some shout outs, take your requests, all that good stuff. Let's watch this. Let's watch this.
Okay, we'll take another from the top, sir. All right.
Dave?
And...
Beautiful.
The sound of your sweet voice, but sometimes I hear it in my dreams. Your vision haunting me, this feeling so uneasy, caught somewhere in the in-between.
Beautiful, man. Stunning, eh? Wow. Like what a storyteller. Take the lyrics out, strip the lyrics out, man, but like just the emotion and the melodies. Like come on, man. Come on, man. Love You Still Sunset version. I never heard this before. Is this brand new or is this like a cover? What is this? This is beautiful, man. The studio shots are really cool. I'm going to save a lot of this chat for after with these bass traps and the microphones are singing into and stuff, but I'm really, really impressed with the falsetto and how gentle she's approaching this intro. I think it's just beautiful.
In the in-between, what do I do with these memories here? How do I keep them from changing color? Everything's constantly fading, still hoping and waiting that someday I'd hear you call. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. We both lose the fight, both feel we've won. Although you may feel we've reached the end of the road, and I let it go, and I want you to know.
Give me a second to pause this. Come on, come on. Oh, we're gonna get into some harmonies too. But like again, so gentle. Like I was expecting it to be like just sailing away, but again, she's keeping me on the edge of my seat, right? And she's starting to like, you know, get a little bit more intricate. She had that like nice bluesy bend and then the run down. Like it's getting tasty, and she's starting to show little bits of the Morissette, the superstardom come out, right? Come on, man. Come on, man. She even stuck a little like squeak in there too.
Oh, you may feel we've reached the end of the road.
Right at the end of that, right at the top of the end of the pop. Come on.
Oh, you may feel we've reached the end of the road.
Singing that gently too. Come
I
on.
let it go, and I want you to know I still love you. Still, I still love you. Still, I still love you. Still, I still love you. Do you still think of me when you sit down for coffee?
powerhouse, man. What a powerhouse. I'm only pausing this kind of because I have to. It's so beautiful. And it doesn't end. Like it just gets more and more pleasing to me, at least. Like it's just so neat. I love the studio footage, man. We're gonna talk about this at the end. So much emotion. Great band.
Nobody's wrong. We both lose the fight, both feel we've won. Although you may feel we've reached the end of the road, not letting go, and I still need to know. What do I do if these nightmares control? What if one day I wake up and doubt all that I knew?
Like the control is just I could go on and on and on and on and on about it, man. On and on and on and on. And like even when she goes up to that real top note to the end of whatever the thing was, like just so much control and like outside of just the vocals, she killed the note. No signs of struggle, looking for it, none of that stuff. Like just, you know what I mean? But the mic technique too, leaning away from the microphone and letting that proximity happen. She knows she's going to be loud and she's a pro, right? She's a pro, which is for the sake of the conversation. She's leaning back from it and not in a way that you leave the polar pattern though. She's not turning her head, not too much. And if she is, she's probably leaning away because you still need the sound waves to pass over the capsule of the microphone, right? Otherwise, it literally sounds like you're leaving the microphone. Like when I turn over here, my compressor will help it, but it sounds different, right? It's just like a bunch of pros, man. A bunch of pros. And that's, I guess, why they're, doing what they're doing and coming out and putting this stuff on the way they do. But like, wow, man, I just can't help but appreciate it.
Came face to face.
Cool, low register stuff too.
If we came face to face, I wouldn't know what to say, but my eyes would give it all away. I still love you, still. I still love you, still. I still love you, still. I still love you,
Oh, let's just have fun too, eh? Is that her whistling in the background too for the harmony? Whoo! Whoo! I mean, like if someone told me it was a synth, I wouldn't be surprised. But if you told me she was whistling too, I've seen it. I've seen it. Come on. Unreal.
Ganda!
Grabe nakakaya. Grabe naman yun!
Sir, pinaiyak niyo si Morissette.
May hugot tong
Oh.
Grabe nakakainis.
Sir, ibang-iba yung dating niya with this kind of arrangement. My goodness.
I'm crying! Grabe!
Oh, that was magical though.
Ah, grabe siya! Huy!
Intense.
Sir, grabe!
Then na-inspire din kasi ako.
Oh my gosh.
Ito yung song eh.
I love the energy. So okay, so we're gonna be nerdy about this. So these boxes on the wall, you see them everywhere. They should, in theory, and as far as I can tell, it looks like he's got them all set up right. And I'm sure. Y'all don't need my affirmations. You don't need my affirmations. Let me make this clear. So these boxes that are all over the wall, they're called bass traps, and so they're off the wall equally. The whole thing, like the whole box is off the wall. I don't know, like 3/4 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, whatever. But it has to be matched. The whole thing has to be the same distance off the wall the whole way. So what happens is the speakers send the frequencies, and then the bass one specifically is what these are gonna absorb. And there's like foam, there's all kinds of stuff in the top of it, and like carpeting probably, and that'll absorb it. And then anything that comes off the wall, in theory, goes behind that even gap behind the bass trap, and then kind of gets like eaten up in there, right? So then if you had, say, the top, like if you hung it just on a hook and then let the bottom of it touch the wall, you would get, and this is pretty nerdy, like you would have to be pretty specific situations for this, but you start to get like weird wobbles, and like the bass frequencies don't line up the way that you want them to. Like you kind of just want stuff all over your office. That's why I kind of have things. I've got a bunch of bass traps here too. I used to have some in the back here, but I had to take them out. But I've got them like everywhere on the other side, not in the same application as this, but just to eat up sound, And you need that because a flat wall will throw your ear off, or if you sit too close to one wall, it might sound louder or quieter on this side. Now you're mixing it funny, right? So that was cool. Seeing them put Morissette in the corner beside the bass traps while she's singing makes a lot of sense. Because same thing. So if I'm singing this way, then everything behind me is a refraction point for my vocal to come back and get picked up in the microphone. And it might not cause, like, it's quick, right? Like it's a small room. It's real quick. It's not like a canyon where it's going to echo and billow. But it does cause like frequency clashing. And then you get what's called phasing, where, I don't know, maybe when I'm singing the frequency 400 comes this way, and when it hits the microphone, another one's coming this way, and they're not hitting right. And they cancel each other out, right? So you start having issues like that. So then putting her next to the sound absorbing baffling or like the bass traps makes a lot of sense. I never even thought about that because mine would sit right here, and that would make much more sense than having it right here. So that was a cool kind of takeaway for me. They had her in, and I didn't see the logo on it. It could be a warm audio like mine, because I think she's got a couple warm audio units. But it looked like a Neumann U87. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure. I'm getting myself all backwards. U87. Yeah. Looked like a Neumann U87. Beautiful microphones, large diaphragm microphone. On the cello, it obviously sounded beautiful. Like, I don't know, there's not really much else to complain about. They're staples. They're like $4,000, right? For like a brand new one. A vintage one is nuts expensive. But for the vocal, that for Morissette, they had it upside down and tilted away from her, and that could be for two reasons. It could probably be for a bunch of reasons. Two reasons at the top of my head. So a lot of it looked like when she was singing up. And that might just be to capture it better. Because, like, again, you want your voice to, the majority of your voice to pass past, I did it again, the capsule of the microphone. So another reason, or another thing they could do is if they tilt the microphone off its, like, neutral axis or whatever, then the low frequencies might pass over the microphone better, and you might get more of, like, the low mids, the mid highs, and the highs. So you get a little bit more clarity just out of like the take and the recording. Whereas if you're right up close to it, I'll try not to max this out. You can hear a lot more of the low frequencies than if I'm like over here. And again, I have processing and stuff that'll like fix that, but so do they, right? But whatever you record, whatever you take in, that's what you're stuck with. So if you can get a clearer vocal through or at the time of recording, then it makes the post production less intrusive, I guess, if that makes sense. But anyway, great microphone, sounded fantastic on her voice. I believe that's Dave. I don't want to show any disrespect or anything, but he's killing it, man, killing it. I remember seeing one of his early videos when he was getting into video production and audio production, and like this was beautiful, man. This was stunning. This room is really cool. Like I said, I'm about to go rip off a few things in this, because like even having just like this, it looks like they just have like a foam pyramid on the roof. That's just so you don't get clap off the roof, right? Like it's awful. My roof is the worst part of my office, and I have some stuff over there I got to put up to fix. But anyways, I've been rambling long enough, my friends. We'll see you again soon.